So I want to talk about all the new runes in Soulframe, how to farm them, and how they work. In addition, I also added a preview on each rune in action later, so you'll see how they actually works in real game. Now, all these runes can be farmed in the new Koga mode in Soulframe. You must complete first the Bromius quest, then make sure that Verminia is at rank 2. After you rank her, she will run away, but you can just get her back on the same spot you have found her during her quest. Once you've done that, you get access to the Koga potion, which you can brew using these resources. Take note that in Koga mode, you have debuffs, and it's better to run it with a team to farm these new runes the same way as you farm normal world bosses. You can take turns in drinking your potions in your own world to spawn these Koga bosses and have 3 tries per run to get these new runes. Now, let me share with my experience using each rune. By the way, I just put in your screen the Koga bosses that drops these runes. I just want to share with you now if the rune is good or not based on my experience. First of all, the torrent rune, which is for your bows. This is an insane rune and easy to activate because bows have good smite percentage, especially with Oringal, then using its arrow hail mechanic. Once the runes activate, every shot will summon a valley of arrows raining down from the skies, and it's absolutely bonkers. This is a must-have rune, and it makes bows super fun to play with. Next is the Mistgale rune, which is for long swords. Initially, I thought my sword will turn into Excalibur's Exalted Blade once the rune activates. Well, it turns out that its mechanic is like throwing your melee weapon without actually throwing it. Pressing the normal attack button will send projectile of your weapons. This rune needs some fixes, as sometimes you will be throwing your swords in the air and not hitting enemies with those projectiles. It's clunky to say the least, but could be useful to turn melee into range fights if fixed. Then we have the Hollowing, that is a rune for your magic weapons. This is one of the best runes right now, and what is that is mark a target after hitting it. Then after hitting it again and again, the target will explode, dealing a huge area of effect damage. This is really great to use with Odiak and other staffs in the game, but basically, I just love it with the Odiak. The next one is the durglint, which is a rune for your sword and shield. This rune, in my opinion, really needs a rework badly. After activating, your shield will reflect off damage to enemies. Now, I really suck in parrying in this game, as I can't find the timing yet, but I think the rune should need a rework simply because out of all the runes, the sword and shield is the hardest for me to activate smite, even with the Oringal's pack that increases smite chance and all the smite buff that I can get. Also, parrying is a waiting game as you will wait for enemies to attack, and sometimes the rune's buff expires before you can even have fun with it. I really think Digital Extremes should change the buff that this rune gives, and I would love this to have something like, each parry will extend its duration, and it will send a big wave after parrying to reward gameplay, or something like, while raising the shield, any attacks will be parried, which makes more sense for a defensive gameplay. And finally, the Flitsmoke rune, which is one of my favorites. This rune is for short blades, and after a smite, you will be invisible for a couple of seconds and can do finisher attacks to enemies. Each kill extends the duration, and I really love this rune. I combo this with a bow, and what I usually does is activate Oringal's third skill to increase smite chance, then shoot arrow hails and swap to my short blade to smite enemies and activate the rune. After that, I just stab enemies to death, and it's really amazing playing like a stealth assassin with this rune. Okay, I know you are eager to see these in action, so here are some short showcases on the runes.
kill to your path. The kill to your path.